Oh. Hey everybody, now the world is in a little bit of a crisis at the minute, so I hope every single one of you is actually coping okay. And yeah, if you are stuck indoors, I really hope my videos can provide you with some entertainment to get rid of the boredom. Fortunately, at the point of filming now, quarantine isn't implemented in the UK just yet. So my plan was to come to Largs, which is a coastal town in Scotland, where I've done a demo here before, and it looked like there's a few bits of street to ride. I had a little bit of a ride then with some local riders, and yeah, there's some bits and bobs. So I thought I'd come here instead of riding Glasgow all the time and ride a bit of street, because you know what, I haven't actually done a street video for quite a while. However, on the way here, I actually happened to drive past a bit of coastline, which is just out this window. I'll show you in a minute. And my plan has now changed. Now, I'm not on the right bike for it, but take a look at it out here. Check out all these rocks. It's just like a seriously good place to ride. So I'm not going to come and drive past a bunch of rocks like these and not give them a ride, despite being on a very streety setup. I want to go and give these rocks a try. So today's vlog's turned from a street ride into a bit of a natural ride. Now today actually isn't an ideal day to be riding some natural. Firstly because I actually fell off a few days ago. Really hurt my thumb. I mean, my thumbs are a weird shape anyway, but at the minute it's actually pretty sore. Riding natural, way more likely to have a bit of a tumble, lots of odd shapes, so I really hope I don't hurt my thumb any more than I have. The other thing is I've actually got some new tyres on my bike, some experimental ones. I've never used them before in my life, and yeah, riding some natural is not really the best time to be testing new tyres. I don't know how grippy the tyres are, I don't know how grippy the rocks are. It is going to be pretty interesting. In case you guys were wondering, the tyres are actually some Panaracer, what they comment, hard pack. They're 26 by 2.25, and they're actually tread pattern wise, they're in between like a Kenda Small Block 8 and a Maxxis Icon. I've heard some pretty good things about these tyres. They're meant to be pretty fast rolling, pretty grippy. They're very lightweight at about 600 grams. And yeah, on natural stuff, they're going to fold all over the place. And they're actually quite a hard rubber compound, so grip wise we'll have to see. And I'll tell you what, while we're pointing at the bike, my bike is actually feeling absolutely dialed at the minute. It's on point. I've actually spent a little bit of time getting this thing dialed in, pimping out a bit. Previously I didn't have titanium bolts on it, so now I've got titanium bolts throughout the whole thing as much as I can. My titanium tensioner is back on there. I took that off just because I couldn't get the chain tension to work with a 24-inch rear wheel. Then I couldn't be bothered to swap back to my tensioner when I went back to 26-inch. And I actually yesterday built up my brand new rims from Light Bicycle. These are the reconversions, but the 33mm width, the external width, which is a compromise between the 28mm and the 38mm ones I've had before. I think 33mm is a pretty good compromise. Okay, that's enough chit chatter. Let's get on my bike, let's get riding and see what lines I can do. I've seen a few already and it looks pretty awesome, so let's go on with it. I'm gonna try and sneak my way up the bigger bit of this. That's like the red gate, the top bit's the yellow gate. Just hook my front wheel over that little knobble there and then I can go straight up and then straight up to back wheel. That'd be the ticket. Ah, almost. This is where a longer bike would come in an advantage. Literally go and hook your front wheel straight over the top of it. That's a big leap on a short bike though. Oh, my pedal just touched. Ah! That's going to be just a 2-hop. Hop, hop. There we go. Bit more tech than I expected. Got a pretty scary one here. If somehow I can make it up the back of this rock here, I'd like to get up here, get the back wheel and get down to that. It's not the most difficult thing in the world, but just the setup of it and the consequences are a little bit on the scary side. I always say stuff's scary. Often stuff that looks the scariest actually isn't too bad. Let's hope this is one of them. Well, my first idea was to go onto that kind of green rock, go off that point and go up. That's plan A. If in the likely situation that doesn't work, I can just take plan B and just ride up this nice country path here. Why did I roll down that? How slippy is this green stuff? Oh, this is way more of a point than I expected. Oh my god. That is horrible. Okay, so plan A. That is way more of a razor point than I expected. Looks like plan B is the one. Oh, this is exposed. This is exposed. But surprisingly easy. Okay, so we've got this area here. It looks like it should have something. I certainly think back in my comp days I could try and get up something like this, try and get my back wheel right in these little bird crap covered ledges and kind of work my way up, but I'm not on a bike that's going to be good for that. But I kind of do want to see if I can get up this little crack here. I have no idea if I can do it. I know I'm kind of negative sometimes, but I generally don't think I can get up that, but I do want to give it a try. If I can get it maybe for one dab, you know, that's something. But let's give it a try. And these rocks don't look as grippy. A bit green down here. Okay, first challenge, getting up this first bit. Come on, balance, 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 come on. Okay. Whoop. Keep it, keep it. I think this is where it's going to get pretty tricky, trying to get up from this position. Just trying to get that balance, come on. Oh no. Okay, it kind of gripped a little bit more than I was expecting. It's certainly no walk in the park. I reckon I can get up this for at least one dab. In an ideal world it would be a clean though, so I'm going to spend a little bit of time and see if I can get it. Ah, that's the way. Oh, that's doable. This is why I love trials. Just trying to figure out problems to stuff. When you actually figure out the problem and actually get something, it's such a good feeling. But I can't talk too soon. Haven't made it to the top yet, but it's definitely looking doable. No! Oh, disaster. Oh, I've got a wet tyre now. Oh, come on. Keep it, keep it. Keep it, keep it, keep it. Oh, ho, ho. Right in the crack. I haven't actually worked out where I'm going at the top of this. Yeah, where do you go from here? Front tyre's not going to grip there. Okay. I think I've got this. Right, this time. Oh, there's that one dab I was talking about. Oh. Oh. It was going to happen sooner or later. Oh. You okay? It's okay. Right, now where? Come on. Now where? Oh no! No! Robbed. Oh, I got my rotor pretty good then. Where was I going with that? Come on, come on, come on. Yeah! Got it! Come on, come on, come on. Yeah! Got it! Oh! Oh, I'm so happy right now. What? That was an elbow wrencher. I'm so pleased I managed to get up there, even if I almost did rip my shoulders out my sockets with that drop gap. This is pretty much the reason why I love trials, just figuring out a problem and just working out how to overcome it. It's pretty much exactly like bouldering. You've got a boulder, a problem in front of you, you've got to figure out the route up to the top, and it is the most satisfying thing in the world when you actually make it to the top. That is brilliant. That is what I love about trials. Oh, so good. I'm gonna play with fire just a little bit, because rather than using that ledge there, I want to see if I can literally go straight up the crack by using this small rock down here. I reckon it should be doable, but just a little bit tricky. Yeah, that's doable. You know, I'm going to change angle for this. It's kind of sneaky pointing straight at it because it looks vertical, but if I go around to the side a little bit, you actually see it is actually quite a more gentle slope than it looks. But it's still hard, so let's get a second angle rather than boring you with this one. having a bit of a rock pool session. Found an eel. Anyone for an eel pie? So yeah, if you're new to the channel, you probably don't know that I absolutely love wildlife, and before I was into bikes, I wanted to be Dave Attenborough, and I absolutely love rock pooling and just finding all the little critters and having a look. Check this guy out. We've got a fish over here. I have no idea what type of fish this is. It wasn't actually in the water, it's just chilling. Got some pretty big spikes on him. He's really cute. Whoa, steady on. Right, he's going back in the water. Oh, there you go. We've also got a starfish. I'm having a great time here. Alright, so I've just done my bit of rock pooling, come back to ride my bike, and I think my energy is just absolutely dive bombed. That ended up being a fairly full-on ride. I foolishly forgot to bring water. I have no idea why I didn't, but I am so thirsty right now. But that was a really cool ride. This place was a real surprise. I was literally driving along, saw it, had to stop, had to ride it. So yeah, as far as spontaneous rides go, that was one of the better ones I've had for a long time. The bike's holding up really well, although I'm getting some really random burps of air from my rear tyre. I'm not even rimming out, so I'm not sure what's going on there. I'll have to sort that out when I get back, but overall, I think I'm definitely better at riding this bike than I am my pink bike, although it would be cool to come and bring that here and just see what the difference is. Maybe bring both bikes one day and see if I can swap, although now that I say that, sounds like a really bad idea. But anyway, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I hope you really enjoyed this. I hope if you are stuck inside that this was entertaining and it's not rubbing it in your face. If you're new to the channel, I'd love it if you were to hit the subscribe and thumbs up. If you want longer videos released earlier, of course I've got a Patreon channel. If you would like some Ali Clarkson merch, which I'm not actually wearing today, then head to aliclarkson.com. Now, because of all the stuff that's happening, the shows are being cancelled. YouTube and Patreon is the only way I'm making an income at the minute, so if you do want to have more videos for your entertainment, then your support really does help. Anyway, that's enough waffling. Hope you are having a good week despite what's happening in the world, and fingers crossed I can do something outside for you next week. Anyway, take care everyone. Fingers crossed, see you next week. Bye bye.